So you're working on So So Def, but you're producing other artists as well. And Mariah Carey being one of the most prominent ones. I remember you and I initially met, it was at Power 105, and We Belong Together had just come out. And I think you made a mention that that was like the biggest radio song ever at that time.
Yeah, it's still the biggest radio record, period. It's the song, it was the song of the decade. So it's the biggest song for the last 10 years, 10 years ago.
The biggest song of the decade
Yeah.
that you produced.
Yeah.
When you guys made that, did you have any idea what you had on your hands?
Not like that. I mean, you can't go in the studio and be like, I'm gonna make the song of the decade. I mean, I still don't, when people say, like, even like just me saying that just now, coming off my lips, to say it's the biggest record of the last 10 years sounds retarded to me.
Because there's been millions of records, literally. Like.
Yeah, I mean, Spotify releases 170,000 records a week.
Right.
So
and you had the biggest radio
so to say you had the biggest
of
record
the last decade.
in the last 10 years sounds really, really ridiculous to me. But I mean, I'm gonna take it.
You didn't have any idea what you had on your hands? I mean, the first time, I'm not the greatest A&R in the world, but when I first heard We Belong Together, I'm like, oh, that's a hit.
Yeah, I knew that people were gonna react to the song because they wanted her to sing a song like this. This was like a long time since Mariah had done a ballad that was that type of ballad song. And, I feel like these artists today, they have these fans. I just was reading like Eminem broke the record as far as like
hip-hop
song being on YouTube in 24 hours, 34 million views or whatever. These artists, they have these fans. And if the fans are fed with what they want, they gonna react. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing about We Belong Together is that it was one of these songs that had no genre. Because for it to get that many radio spins, it must have been played on country music stations, on pop stations, on rock stations, on hip hop stations.
I mean that's it. Not to cut you off, but that's the difference again with Mariah, that people tend to, as we continue to get older into music, people keep trying to act like they don't understand this and they don't want to see this. They don't even see this. They still keep trying to define color and say whatever they want to say. And if you want to separate it and say, if you want to call her white, then be it, right? That makes it even worse because that's where the separation comes. She's the only white artist that's on V103 in Atlanta, heavy, just as much as Beyonce, just as much as Rihanna.
Well, is she? She's not white though.
Huh?
I mean, Mariah's not white.
I'm just saying, but this is what this is why people. This is where the separation starts to come because people think she's white or they say she's white. Like I said, whatever you want to say. Yeah. If you say she's white, it makes the situation worse because then she becomes the only white artist on all black radio. So when you say it had to get played a million places, that's what actually happens. Yeah. That's how they looking at it. They looking at it like, yo, this white girl's getting played all on black radio. She's getting played all on pop radio. She's getting played all on da-da-da. That's basically what happens with that. But that's them doing that.
Yeah.
She's not saying that. It's just like, okay, if that's what you want to call me, then there it is.
I mean, listen, it's an amazing song.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm not taking away from the song. I don't want to do that. But I know that, like you said, it was getting played everywhere and didn't have any boundaries.
I mean, was that song your biggest paycheck in music for a single song?
Probably not. I mean, I didn't write the full song. Chris Jump probably, these other songs, Usher records.
Okay.
Some songs, 100% different.
Okay.
It's a difference.
I'm sure you're a little mad about that part, but.
Yeah.
So speaking of Usher, you did Usher's second album.
Yeah.
Did you have any idea what you had on your hands at that point?
Nah.
How many, what did it go? 10 times platinum? Something like that?
The first album, I think My Way did like 5 million. Yeah, something around there.
But Confessions.
Oh, you talking about Confessions? Confessions did 10 million. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's the fourth album.
Fourth album, my bad.
Yeah.
10 million.
Yeah.
Once again.
After 3 though, I did My Way and 8701.
Okay.
Yeah, this was a build up to get to that. It wasn't a big like automatic.
Well, I guess the Confessions Part 2, you wrote that, right?
I wrote Burn. I wrote all of them songs.
Okay, but that's Confessions Part 2. That was based on an actual situation you had.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, my life.
So you had a girl and you got another girl pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Typical story of a man.
Did that baby actually was born and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's real life.
Okay.
You think I just be saying that in the interviews?
So
This shit is real. No, it's real life.
So you were in a serious relationship with somebody. Can you say who it was with at the time?
I guess it was. Yeah, I was in a relationship, and then the relationship. But the story in the song was still written so that you guys would do like this. You know, it wasn't like verbatim to my story. You know, I'm a writer, so I know what parts.
No, I understand.
You know what I mean? So it's like but the gist of the story, yeah, it came from, you know, having a girl and then meeting somebody else and then having a baby with the other girl and then having to tell the girl that you're with that you're having a baby by somebody you just met.
Was this Janet who you were with at the time?
Huh?
Were you with Janet at the
Nah.
time? No. Okay. So when you told this girl that you were seeing that you're having a baby on the way, what was that talk like?
Pretty interesting. I mean, you know, like if you listen to the song, it's basically like I said. Usher says this is the toughest thing I ever had to do in my life. He's saying the lyrics; those words is my words, basically. So you know, just understanding it. I mean, it wasn't never a situation like that though, because in real life, the situation wasn't like I actually cheated on the girl. It was just a situation that I had a girlfriend for a long time. We broke up. Then I met somebody in the midst of it, and that quick minute of me meet somebody else, we had a baby, and then I went back with the girl.
Oh, okay. So you had
Yeah.
a break baby, basically.
Yeah.
And then you got back with the original girl.
Yeah, but in the story, I made
Yeah.
it seem like, you know, it was the confession.
Okay.
Yeah.